Welcome back to the Kosi Ask the channel. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal are in advanced talks with RB Leipzig to sign Benjamin Sesko this summer. A bid, according to Sky Sports German, is expected to be incoming very soon at around 80 million euros. Arsenal are well okay with that price. But also Sky Sports German are saying that their information says Mikel Arteta has gone with Benjamin Sesko because he doesn't want to drop Kai Havertz from the starting 11. We are going to be talking about that. We'll be talking about the 80 million euros. We'll be talking about the fact that Kai is not going to be dropped. He's a player that, for me, is holding back this team, and Mikel Arteta doesn't want to drop him. Also, Mikel Arteta and Andre Bata are in talks with Rodrigo, but at the moment, Arsenal don't want to give him 290,000, which would see him at about 10 million per year. And they're saying, we are not going to give you that money, but Kai Havertz is earning 280,000. We're going to be talking about all that. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Lots of information coming out. I'm a little bit unhappy with the information Arsenal, literally are giving us, but let's dive into it. So let's start off with that big story from Sky Sports German. They're saying that according to our information, Benjamin Sesko is currently Arsenal's absolute priority and preferred candidate over Gyökeres, as who is wanted by Bata. We have covered that. But right under there is the statement that we've got to focus on. Internally, it is perceived that Mikel Arteta does not want to bench Kai Havertz, and that is why Benjamin Sesko is a much better option for him, and that is why he's the preferred option over Victor Gyökeres. Now, I told you last summer that the reason as to why Arsenal wanted to go for someone like Benjamin Sesko is that they wanted a player that can exchange minutes with Kai Havertz. They wanted a 21-year-old that would be a second striker to Kai Havertz. And trust me, if you're Benjamin Sesko, you've been second to Lewis Openda at RB Leipzig. You wouldn't have many problems being a second striker to Kai Havertz at Arsenal. It's a bigger club, it's a bigger project. You're gonna get your money. You're still 21. You have a lot of time to develop into the striker that everyone is telling us you're gonna develop into. So Mikel Arteta is a win-win situation. Now, for me, my problem with this, and especially Mikel Arteta, when do you throw away your pride? When do you accept that you made a mistake and you move on? Because this is going to cost Arsenal another season. This is going to cost Arsenal another, another chance to win silverware, another chance to win some big trophies. And a few people have said, actually many people have said in my first video today that, Kosi, Sesko is a good player. If you're not getting Victor Gyökeres, move on. Let's go with Benjamin Sesko. Now, the problem with Benjamin Sesko, and this is me being objective, he's a young striker that has a lot to learn, a lot to prove. So in the next maybe 3 years, we are going to keep on saying he will get better, he will get better, he will get better. Because when you're 21, you can afford to get that patience from the fan base, from the manager, from the people around you. That is how a 21-year-old is treated. Look at Gabriel Martinelli. It is not until Gabriel Martinelli turned 23, then we started saying, this guy is a waste of your time. This guy is a flop. But before he was 23, anything that he used to do, I mean, it was fantastic. It was nice, right? I don't think Arsenal need another Ethan Nwaneri. I don't think Arsenal need another Lewis Kelly. I don't think Arsenal need another Max Downman. We need mature finishing. We need mature players that can get you over the line. And for me, Sesko ain't that. But this reason has thrown me back at, and I can't believe it. Because internally, it is perceived that Mikel Arteta doesn't want to drop Kai Havertz, and that is why he's going for Benjamin Sesko. What a smart move by Mikel Arteta, by the way. Because remember, if you look at the midfield right now, with Martin Zubimendi, Odegaard, and Rice, Mikel Merino, and Partey, there is nowhere Kai Havertz can play in that midfield. Rice is a 38-game player per season. Odegaard, 38 games if he doesn't get injured. And Zubimendi and Partey, they are okay in that position. So you can't drop Kai Havertz in the midfield. You literally can't. Declan Rice has been our best player in the midfield this season, maybe alongside Partey. And Odegaard, what he does, Kai Havertz doesn't do it. So the only thing Mikel Arteta can do is either sell Kai Havertz, but no. Mikel Arteta is so full of himself. He doesn't want to sell Kai Havertz because then he was wrong. He was wrong about the prospect of the German guy. He was wrong about the prospect of Kai Havertz. It is okay to be wrong. I don't think Arsenal have had every transfer that we have done right. Why is it that the Kai Havertz story has got to hold us back? I mean, the Nuno Tavares deal, that was a catastrophe. Lokonga, that was a tragedy. Vieira didn't work out, as simple as that. Tomiyasu, injury prone, good player, didn't work out. Ramsdale, I mean, it didn't work out. It was a mistake. We moved him on. Why can't we just accept that Kai Havertz was signed for all the right reasons in Mikel Arteta's mind, and he is not the guy? Like, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. If you're fighting with Liverpool, and Mikel Arteta's statements, he has exposed his own statements within 48 hours. Honestly. Because 48 hours ago, remember, he said, we want to win. And if you want to win, you have the best players. You put the best players together and you have the best team. 48 hours later, he goes, let's go for Sesko. I think Sesko can be a good backup to Kai Havertz. If we needed a backup, if Arsenal needed a backup, we wouldn't be this desperate. You don't spend 80 million euros on a backup. I mean, I tell you, if Mikel Arteta has ever been right on something, is that Sesko is the backup to Kai Havertz. That is true. That is right. I'm not even going to stand in the way of that. It's true. If you ask me, Sesko or Kai Havertz, who starts for you, I would rather go for Kai because the results are going to be the same. Both of them are going to end the season with about 16 goals, and, Arsenal fans are going to start bringing clips and moments. And I've seen pictures on Twitter of the guy, controlling the ball from 9 meters, 10 meters high up the way. Like, that is not what we're looking for. This team is not looking for a guy with third legs to control the ball on top of his head. That is not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is a guy that's better than Kai Havertz. And Sesko, boy oh boy, he ain't that player. So talks are advancing right from yesterday, as reviewed by President against Sky Sport Germany. Arsenal are now willing to go and bid. They believe that a verbal agreement is closed with RB Leipzig, and they are willing to go and make that bid of 80 million euros for Benjamin Sesko. All because Arteta wants Kai to stay. All because Mikel Arteta is too afraid to say, I was wrong on this one. Let's go and get Victor Gyökeres and fix this. Now, for me, I think the trajectory of this club and the direction in which we're going has been already decided. I am, starting with next season, I think I'm going to be part of the people who think we can't win anything with Mikel Arteta. Honestly, if we are still able to go into the market and sign a player for 80 million euros or 70 million euros, even 60 million euros, because you don't want Kai to leave or because you don't want Kai to drop on the bench. So that means that there is a big possibility Arsenal will line up in a front three of Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka, and Gabriel Martinelli, by the way, or Trossard, who's getting a new deal, or maybe one change. How is that improving the team? How is that raising the standards? How is that raising the bar? I don't know. But like I say, I'll keep you posted. Sky Sports German have also said that at the moment, the deal between Rodrigo and Arsenal is proving to be a little bit problematic. And this is according to Florian Plattenberg, who says that a move involving Rodrigo and Arsenal is proving to be very complicated. And the reason for that is that there have been new talks in recent hours. The biggest issue is his wage demands, reportedly at around 10 million net per year. Arsenal are not prepared to go for that or to go that far. Rodrigo is willing to leave Madrid if the right offer comes in. So So Arsenal don't want to give Rodrigo goals 10 million per year. 10 million per year net, right? Means after taxes. 10 million after taxes would be around 15 million, right? Would be around 15 million. And in the week, that would be 298,000 per week. Arsenal don't want to give Rodrigo 298,000 per week. But I'll tell you, our highest earner at the club is Kai Havertz, and he's earning 280,000 pounds per week. I think I made a mistake 20 years ago when I was choosing a club to support. I think I've made a massive mistake. You know, there are times when you open your eyes up, and over the years, every single season we'll be like, come next season, come next season, come next season. And we have had so many excuses. We are building the Emirates Stadium, this and that, right? But this summer, if Arsenal go out there and there is Rodrigo on the market and Arsenal can't do it because we can't give him the same wages that we're giving Kai Havertz, and we go out there and leave Victor Gyökeres on the table and send Benjamin Sesko, I will understand that I am a big fan of an underdog team that is not at the same caliber and level as Manchester United, as Real Madrid, at Barcelona, because that is how I've been looking at this Arsenal team. That one day, Arsenal will wake up and we will get back to the levels competing with Manchester United, and I think United is a household team, household name, and we've got to give it a lot of respect. Honestly, a lot of respect. So Arsenal in talks with Rodrigo. Rodrigo wants 298,000 per week. That is a small portion above Kai Havertz, and Arsenal are unwilling to give him that wage. So let's compare the two players, right? Let's compare the two players. Before we get into the ambition of this club and the state of this club, let's compare the two players. Kai Havertz versus Rodrigo. Who would win a game for you? Rodrigo. Who would score more goals for you in a season? Rodrigo. Who would create chances for you, more chances for you in a season? Rodrigo. Who would have the bigger impact on the team for you? Rodrigo. Because these are attacking options. Don't tell me about defending. Don't tell me about knocking players off. Or, people are saying, oh, Kai Havertz has now become bigger. What? Like, what? If we want big players, Mikel Antonio and Adama Traore would be Arsenal players by now. Honestly. So we are not looking for big players. So you're telling me that a player that is like 90% better than Kai Havertz does not warranty the wages Kai Havertz is earning at Arsenal. Make that make some sense, honestly. And also, how much did Arsenal think? Because Mikel Arteta said that we want the best players and we want to be the best team to win big titles at this level. How much did Mikel and Andre Bata and whoever is running the show think they were going to pay top talent? 2K? 5K? 15K? I'm sorry, that is why Arsenal couldn't afford big talent under Arsene Wenger. That's why we lost Ashley Cole. That's why we lost Cesc Fabregas. That's why we lost Daniel Henry, because you couldn't afford them. And I thought right now, Arsenal can afford them. If you can give Kai Havertz 290, it means that you're prepared to give each and everyone 290. Because I remember saying, Kai Havertz is the only player who doesn't merit the money he's earning at the club. You think about Rice, he's owed to earn 300k. Saka, 300. Odegaard, maybe about 250k. Saliba and Gabriel, they should be earning 300. Because why? Not because, they should be earning 300, they're doing so well. Of course, they're doing very well. But because they are better than Kai, and Kai is earning 280k. You either ask him to take a pay cut, or you get him out of the way. It's as simple as that. But for me, it's becoming a little bit embarrassing now. Liverpool assigned Florian Wirtz, right? They're signing Florian Wirtz for 150 million pounds or euros, right? It could be 150 million euros. A deal is closed. Arsenal wanted Isak for 150 million euros. And for us, we can do the deal. For me, it shows the difference in class. It shows the difference in ambition. And it shows why Liverpool have about 3 or 4 Champions League titles, or 5 actually. 5 or 6 actually. 5 or 6 Champions League titles. Arsenal have none. It shows why Manchester United have 3 Champions League titles. Arsenal have none. Because this is the history of Arsenal. We never ever do what is necessary. We are absolutely always scared to do what is necessary. We are always on the edge, right? We are spending 80 million euros on Sesko. Why? Like, don't sign a striker. Go and get Liam Delap. Because I would get Liam Delap at 30 million. I would be angry. But I wouldn't be angrier like if Arsenal signed Benjamin Sesko. And I'll back him as an Arsenal player. Come in 3 months' time, bloody hell, I've got to back this guy. And I'm going to do a lot of research to find reasons why I should like him and why I should like him. Because that is my job. Honestly, this has become a job. I'm so disconnected with this club. I'm so disconnected. If Liverpool have Salah and Van Dijk and Florian Wirtz coming in, and these guys are going to be earning upwards of 300k, and Arsenal can't get Rodrigo, a player would be very key, a market opportunity. I don't know, but hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Just devastated today, just very, very devastated. But I hope I'll calm down a little bit.